When I first adopted my dog, an incredible lab, I honestly didn't think much about what I was feeding her. I just opted for a popular kibble brand, assumed it was fine, and I just left it at that. But over time I noticed she wasn't as energetic. Her coat lost a bit of its luster, and sometimes she'd just sniff her bowl and walk away. That's when I started thinking that it might be time to switch up her diet. So I started doing some research to try and find the best fresh dog food services out there. And today we're looking at two of the most talked about options I've found, Ollie and the Farmer's Dog. I've tested both options over the past few months, so I'm going to walk you through how they compare in terms of the delivery process, the ingredients, the pricing, and of course, what Sadie thought. So if you're considering switching to fresh food, then stick around to see which of these two pet food services could be the right pick for you and your best friend. Alright, so if you haven't heard of Ollie or the Farmer's Dog, they might seem similar on the surface, but there are a few things each of them does very differently. So Ollie's whole thing is fresh human-grade dog food that's made in the US using real, whole ingredients, stuff like meats, veggies, fruits, and grains you'd actually recognize and you'd actually be able to pronounce. Everything is formulated by vets and tailored to your dog's specific needs. Plus, I really like the extra stuff that they include with their boxes, which I'll touch on a bit later on in the video. Now, the Farmer's Dog also focuses on fresh human-grade meals, but they place a bigger emphasis on gently cooking their food to lock in nutrients and avoiding the need for any preservative. Their recipes are designed by board-certified veterinarian nutritionists, and everything meets AAFCO standards for complete and balanced meals. What I liked here is the simplicity. They cook the food, they freeze it, and deliver it straight to your door. And it's meant to be as close to homemade as possible, but without the hassle of having to make it yourself. So, getting started with each of these services is actually very simple. So with Ollie, the sign-up process is quick and straightforward. You just go to their website and answer a few basic questions about your dog, things like age, weight, breed, and activity level. They're going to use that info to recommend a meal plan. Then once you place your order, the box usually shows up within a few days, and inside you get everything you need to get going right away, including a welcome kit with a scoop and a pup tainer, which I thought was a nice little extra touch. It definitely makes storing leftovers easier and just keeps things a little more organized. Now, the food itself will arrive fresh and frozen, so you'll need to thaw it out before serving. It's not complicated, but you do need to plan ahead a little, especially if you forget to take it out of the freezer, like I've done a few times. But once you're in the habit, it's pretty easy to manage. Meanwhile, the Farmer's Dog has a pretty similar setup when it comes to getting started. You go through a personalized quiz on their website, you place your order, then the meals will typically arrive in about 3 to 5 days. The food comes frozen and pre-portioned based on your dog's size and needs, and once it's thawed, it's ready to go. Now, one thing that I really liked here was the packaging. It's eco-friendly, compact, and doesn't take up as much freezer space as I expected, which definitely helps if you're tight on storage or if you have a larger dog like Sadie. All in all, both services are convenient and thoughtfully designed. Ollie leans into ease and helpful extras, while the Farmer's Dog keeps things simple and efficient. Now, neither one felt like a hassle to use, but depending on how you like to prep and store food, one might fit into your day-to-day routine better than the other. All right, now let's talk price and see what kind of value you're actually getting with each of these services. So we're going to start with Ollie. You get to choose between 3 different plan options. You get full fresh, mixed bowl, and half fresh. Now, the pricing for these is going to depend on your dog's size and which plan you actually go with. Now, for small dogs, it's usually between $15 and $22 a week, while medium dogs are more in the $38 to $55 range. Then for larger dogs like Sadie, who's about 60 pounds, Ollie costs around $70 a week on their full fresh plan. And I really appreciate that they show you the exact price up front before you make any commitment. Now, you also get a 50% discount if it's your first box. Now, the Farmer's Dog does things a bit differently. Instead of showing you fixed plans, the pricing is fully customized based on your dog's profile. Things like age, weight, breed, and activity level will all come into play, so you won't get into the final numbers until you finish their quiz. But they break it down by day, which actually makes it pretty easy to figure out your weekly costs. For Sadie, the cost came to around $7.70 a day, which is roughly $55 a week. Not bad considering the quality. Plus, Your first shipment is only half the price, just like Ollie, so you can get a good feel for how it all works before making a bigger financial commitment. And overall, it's a pretty close call between the two. Ollie pulls ahead in terms of flexibility on how much fresh food you're looking to incorporate in your dog's diet, while the Farmer's Dog has a slight edge when it comes to affordability. So if you want to try out Ollie or the Farmer's Dog and see how they work for your pet, then you can head down to the affiliate links in the description, where we've got some special deals that you won't find if you go directly to their websites. All right, now, like I mentioned, I've tried Ollie and the Farmer's Dog in my home, so I have plenty of time to figure out what worked well and what didn't, and where each brand really stands out from what's actually in the bowl and how it affects your dog's health, to what the day-to-day feeding experience is actually like. Starting with Ollie, one of the biggest things I noticed right away was the variety. They offer 5 fresh recipes and 2 baked ones, which is great if your dog gets bored easily or you just like having options. Now, Sadie absolutely loves the beef with sweet potatoes, and it's easily one of her favorites. The chicken with the carrots has also been well received, but the pork with the apples didn't go over too well. She gave it a sniff and immediately just walked away. So yeah, not every flavor was a win, but that's exactly why variety matters. You can test a few recipe options and stick with the ones your dog actually likes. Now, when it comes to nutrition, Ollie focuses on creating balanced meals that are designed for all life stages, and that's super helpful if you're looking for a long-term option and you don't want to have to switch formulas as your dog gets older. Plus, I could also see Sadie's coat starting to look shinier after just a few weeks, and I noticed her energy became a bit more steady throughout the day. So they clearly put a lot of care into the nutrient balance. Now, in terms of digestion, Ollie worked great for her. Her stool became more consistent, and these random gassy episodes we used to get with her old kibble pretty much disappeared. On top of that, Ollie offers some nice perks, along with their plans like access to health screenings and even a free DNA test. So it kind of feels more like you're getting an all-in-one wellness setup on top of their meal plans. Now, the Farmer's Dog is a little different. They don't offer as many recipes or added tools, but the meals themselves are super clean and thoughtfully made. Everything is gently cooked to preserve nutrients, and there's nothing artificial in the mix. The ingredients honestly look like something I'd cook for myself. Whole meats, lentils, sweet potatoes, broccoli, and so on. Now, I also tested out their do-it-yourself nutrient mix with a batch of homemade food, and it's actually a pretty cool option if you like having more control over ingredients but still want your dog's meals to be nutritionally balanced. Now, with that being said, the limited variety might be a drawback if your dog is picky or if you like switching it up. And compared to Ollie, the Farmer's Dog doesn't offer any extras like a scoop, storage container, or health screening. So if that kind of thing matters to you, then it's worth keeping that in mind. But in terms of nutrients, they really do go all out. Like I mentioned, their plans are developed by board-certified vet nutritionists and are designed to exceed AAFCO standards. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to try them in the first place. It's just reassuring to know that everything is backed by trusted professionals and designed to be nutritionally sound. Plus, on the digestion and health side, Sadie did just as well here as she did with Ollie. Her digestion stayed regular, her coat was soft, and I didn't notice any itchiness or allergy-related things, so no complaints here. Now, at the end of the day, Ollie keeps things from getting repetitive with their variety and offers some nice extras while providing an easy all-around experience. On the other hand, the Farmer's Dog leans into their high quality of their ingredients and science-backed nutrition while simplifying mealtime with their pre-portioned packs. So to wrap things up, both Ollie and the Farmer's Dog provide fresh food with convenient deliveries that made a noticeable difference in Sadie's digestion, her energy, and overall health after switching from regular kibble. But which is the best option? Well, if you want something that's super easy to use right out of the box with flexible meal plans and helpful extras like health screenings, then I'm going to suggest Ollie. But if you want ultra clean, gently cooked meals with minimal ingredients and a more personalized experience, then I'd recommend the Farmer's Dog. Honestly, they're both fantastic options for introducing fresh food into your dog's diet, and you can't go wrong with either one. So the choice really comes down to your personal preference. And that's all for this review. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, then please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more just like this. As a reminder, if you want to get started with Ollie or the Farmer's Dog for your pet, then you can check them out by using the affiliate links down in the description, where we do have special deals that you're not going to find if you go directly to their websites. Now, as always, I enjoy hearing your thoughts, so go ahead and leave any questions or comments down below, and I'll try to get back to them as fast as I can. Finally, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.